Welcome to another episode of A Sandwich and Some Lovin'. Yeah, I don't care. We're just going to do the show. I had a piece of paper I was supposed to bring with me, but I didn't. And that's okay. Because here we are. I'm Kellie Raspberry Evans, and I am co-hosting the A Sandwich and Some Lovin' podcast with my husband.
Hello, Alan. Hey, Trade in the house.
Man, you know what? I'm really excited to announce that as of the recording of this podcast, people, Mercury in retrograde, officially over for 2019.
And you know how it's officially over? You know how we know it's officially over?
How?
Because we got the darn YouTube live thing going.
You really started believing me after that, didn't you? It took a minute, but Alan finally bought in.
I couldn't get it fired up, and the only thing I could pin it on was this Mercury in retrograde.
Finally bought in.
Hogwash.
Until it happens to you. So now moving forward, for the rest of the year, if anything goes wrong with emails, miscommunications, text messages, airline reservations, contracts, things of that nature, it's your fault. But before now, it was Mercury in retrogrades. And I looked up the next time we have 2020, Mercury goes into retrograde 3 times. February 17th through March 10th. So we're going to get through Valentine's Day, which I think is really important because miscommunication on Valentine's Day could have tragic consequences. So that's February 17th through March 10th. Then again, June 18th through July 12th. That makes me nervous.
Why?
I was waiting for you to engage.
Well, why does it make you nervous?
Because we would be going on the second annual podcast family vacation during that window of retrograde.
Does it apply in Mexico?
I would assume it applies around the world. And then the third time, it would be October 14th through November 3rd.
Well, I'll tell you what. We were taking, I wouldn't say it's heat, but we got a lot of questions about why we weren't on YouTube.
Well.
Oh, they came through the social medias. They
Right.
came through email. They came through DM.
Well, we have a very...
People would stop me on the street and say, what are you doing, a-hole? How come you're not on YouTube?
Right. We have a very small but loyal YouTube audience. Very small but dedicated YouTube audience. And we appreciate you, obviously. It would be helpful if you would, tell some other people and get more people to watch it. I think that would be nice.
Well, my response to them was, hey, I appreciate you. I really appreciate you for the inquiry. But are you listening to the podcast?
That would help too. Yeah, that'd be good.
Because without your listen...
This doesn't count toward anything.
I can't do a video. Yeah.
Right. This doesn't count toward anything.
And we love
you.
We don't want Boss Man George to be right on this.
Right.
We want him to be wrong on this.
Right.
He said we shouldn't do the video.
Right.
And
right.
we wrote a song about it. We performed a song about it.
We left Facebook.
Facebook.
And we didn't, we had a lot more people with us on Facebook than have found us on YouTube.
We thumbed our nose at Boss Man George.
And Facebook.
We gave him the big strawberry, or is it a raspberry?
It's the raspberry.
What's it called when you go?
Raspberry.
Okay, we gave him the big raspberry.
Mm-hmm. A strawberry is like a mark. It's like a strawberry.
And we told him, George, you may be the Boss Man George, but we're going to keep doing video.
So we'll see. Well, except for the past few days, because we had technical difficulties and then some scheduling conflicts. And one day, I think we'll just be honest, we were in such a horrible mood that we didn't want y'all to see our faces while we were recording a podcast. Let's be honest, right?
Oh, I'm sure that was the case.
That was the
and
case.
then we had one night where we couldn't even do it on a Sunday night. And we just said, you know what? We're just going to have to do this tomorrow.
Yeah. We just, it's been a time. But Mercury's been in retrograde.
But what I tell people is you always get your episodes. You're going to get 2 a week. You're always going to get 2 a week. And I'm not wrong.
Lord willing.
And I'm not wrong on that. Right?
So far, you're not.
Okay.
Come hell or high water.
Exactly.
All right. So we got a lot to get to. Last podcast, we promised that Alan's going to give a review.
I'm going to do a book review
that was recommended to me many, many years ago by Kid Craddock.
I'm going to stand up in front of the class with my Big Chief tablet and do a little book review, the book report.
And we're going to get some other stuff too.
Can I say Big Chief?
I don't know why not.
Do you remember back in the day they had the Big Chief tablet, the red tablets?
I seem to.
And why'd they have to be red? But no, they were the notebooks and they had the picture of an Indian on the front of it. Seriously.
I guess I don't
And he had a
remember.
headdress, and they were called Big Chief tablets.
I think I do remember that.
Well, we had those in Texas, USA.
I do remember that, I think.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm not wanting to cause any, controversy
Well, not either.
tonight.
That's what we had. That's what we used. I mean, that's what my parents bought me.
Alan has had today the, what are those hearings they're doing? The tit for tat, the quid pro quo. What is that?
It's the impeachment
The quid
hearings.
pro quo.
Quid pro quo.
I'm not drinking tonight.
If I hear quid pro quo one more time,
yeah,
I might just jump out of the front window here.
So we've had the quid pro quo impeachment hearings in the back. It's been background noise for the past couple of days. I was just reading. They said, they were saying that the viewership for the impeachment hearings has been falling off greatly. Some of the networks that were carrying it during the day have decided to go back to regular programming because, people miss their soap operas and talk shows. But they said, despite what you see during the impeachment hearings, most Americans are not hyper partisans. Research into voters' attitudes found the majority of Americans comprise what is now being called the exhausted majority. We're just exhausted by all of it. Would you say that's true? I think I'm a bit exhausted by it.
That goes for most things in life.
Yeah.
You've got on one end of the spectrum and on the other end of the spectrum, you've got the extremes, and then you got everyone in the middle.
That's exhausted.
That's how it is. That's how it is in school. You got the A students, you got the F students, and then you got a whole bunch of B, C, and D students.
That's why you got a grade on the curve. But they said most Americans are flexible in their politics and open to compromise. It's just those extremes that make the rest of us tired. So we don't talk politics really here on a Sandwiches and Lovin' because you can't win. No matter what we say, we'll make somebody mad. So let's not get into that. But I do want to talk to you. I haven't even gone through all the drama about my night guard that I finally got. I haven't told Alan any of that. I was saving it. And then we have to talk about Larry. Oh, Larry.
Oh, we're going to talk about Larry? We're going to pull back the kimono?
Why would I not? Why would I not share this with our podcast family?
Share it with them.
Because one of you might have to take Larry. We'll get to that in a minute. But one thing you're not going to pry off of me is my Rothies.
Out of your cold, dead hands? No, off your cold, dead feet.
They're not dead. They're nice and live. But, the holidays, we're going to have a lot of running around, shopping in the malls. We're going to have a lot of holiday parties to go to, family gatherings. People got to work. But you want to look stylish. And listen, ladies, we want to be comfortable. There's no need to wear ridiculous high heels anymore, making your feet bleed. There's nothing sadder to me. I mean, there are a lot of sad things, but one of the sad things I see is when women finally have enough of their stilettos and their pointy toe shoes that they feel like their feet are bleeding, so they walk around barefoot, holding their shoes in their hand. You don't have to do that because Rothies are the cutest, stylish little shoes. They go with everything from yoga pants to dresses and skirts. I'm telling you, a lot of women are starting to make this choice when they're going out at night. We're going to wear our comfortable flats. We're going to wear our Rothies and rock them because they have the cutest little styles. The pointy toe works with so many looks. I love my camo, but they have some beautiful colors for the holidays that are out that will work with any of your outfits that you want to wear, going for Thanksgiving and things of that nature. They come out with new styles all the time. Right now, they've got the slip-on sneakers that I love. The black slip-on sneakers, I'm taking those to Disney World with me. They've got loafers, points, and more. And here's a mind-blowing fact for you about Rothies. They make their shoes out of repurposed plastic water bottles. You know that. You've heard me say that. Well, Rothies has diverted over 35 million water bottles from landfills already. That's a lot.
It's a lot of water bottles.
And another major bonus, they're fully machine washable. So every time they need a little refresh, you just toss them in the washing machine. So it's like the easiest pair of shoes you're ever going to have. And so cute. Join me. Become part of Rothies Nation.
Rothies Nation. I like that, babe. And you can check out all the amazing styles available right now at rothies.com/sandwich. So just go to rothies.com. That's ROTHYS.com/sandwich to get your new favorite flats in time for the holidays. Comfort, style, and sustainability. These are the shoes you've been waiting for. Head to rothies.com/sandwich today. Love Rothy's.
You do. You saw my black slip-on sneakers and you wanted a pair. You know they make them for kids too now too. Rothy's for kids, but not for men.
Well, I hope someday they make Rothy's for men.
Maybe they will if there's a big enough outcry. All right, so what do you want to get to first? Do you want me to talk to you about my teeth, which are actually hurting for
Whatever
some
you want to
weird
do,
reason?
babe. You talk about what you want to talk about.
I have a real hard time doing any whitening procedures. I don't know if it's because I'm a redhead or what, because I know with redheads
I thought you were real pain tolerant.
I am very pain tolerant, but I know that there's certain things about anesthesia that I have issues with. They have to give us more anesthesia than other people to put us to sleep. But for some reason, my teeth are hypersensitive. And I haven't been doing anything different, but my teeth are hurting tonight. I wonder if it's because I wore my night guard for the first time last night. I had just debacle after debacle after debacle. Yesterday, the day I was supposed to pick up my night guard, which I ran 10 minutes late for my appointment, but I called ahead and let them know I was running late. So I go in to get my night guard, and the woman's just like, she sticks it in my mouth, and it's fine. And she said, and I always feel like I'm failing the test. It's like the eye exam when they say, you like, what is it, 1 or 2? 1 or 2? 2 or 3? 2 or 3?
Which one
I always
you like
feel
better,
like
A or B?
right. I feel like I'm failing.
Which one do you like better, B or C?
She snaps the night guard in my mouth, and I'm biting down on it. I said, well, I feel like it's giving more pressure on the right side than the left, but I'm not really sure. And then you kind of tilt your teeth one way and like, oh, I don't know. Maybe it's fine. I'm not sure. And she's then giving me all these tips about it. She makes me bite down that little ink pad thing. And she goes, well, it's touching everywhere, so it's fine. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure it's fine. So anyway, she tells me what I can do in case it gives me issues. She said you don't have to, Alan, you have a night guard. Do you wash it every day?
I don't wash it every day, and I feel bad when I don't. But I try to wash it every day. But sometimes I forget.
She told me to use hand soap.
No.
Not toothpaste, because toothpaste gets stuck in the grooves
and
can change the bite.
No,
or get Epident tabs.
Yeah, I throw mine in hot water with Polydent.
Well, the hot water can change the shape of it. Because mine is a different kind. Yours is different kind of
is
plastic
yours
than I
soft?
have. Yeah.
Oh.
I can mold it. If it gets really like out of whack or something, I can put it in hot water and put it in my mouth and it's kind of molded. Anyway, so she said I don't have to wash.
Because mine's hard.
She said, and I was like, people don't wash it every day. She said, yeah, but don't use toothpaste. Use hand soap or just rinse it. I'm like, all right, whatever. And then she has my teeth molds that what they use. It's the coolest thing. I didn't have to use, if you've ever had a mold taken of your teeth where they shove that gummy gook in your mouth
God.
And it feels like it's going down the back of your throat and you're choking.
Yeah.
They don't do that anymore. It's like this camera. They just rub this wand over your teeth. I have no idea how this works. It's like 3D imaging, where they build like models of things with 3D. That's what this was.
Cool.
So when I went in about a month ago and they did this camera over all my teeth, it did a perfect picture of my teeth. And then there were the molds of them and they were wrapped up. I could bring them and show you, honey. They're in my purse still. Mm-hmm. They were wrapped up in this bubble wrap. And she said, I'm going to throw them away unless you want them. And I said, well, let me look at them. I said, well, I feel kind of bad. I mean, it's kind of cool to have a mold of my teeth, I guess. I don't know what I'll do with it. She said to me, get ready for it.
Mm-hmm.
These will be fun to show to your grandchildren.
Mm-hmm.
Or your children. She realized what she said in that moment. Now, granted, I wasn't looking my absolute best yesterday. I will say that. I got up, went to work. I just put on a baseball cap, went to work. Did I look like a grandmother
¿Cuántos
yesterday?
años on said woman?
I would guess she was probably in her mid to late 30s.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Mid to late 30s, and she screwed that up, huh?
She said they'd be fun to show to your grandchildren.
Wow.
Not adding that bonus word, someday.
Right.
No.
You're going to take them home and show them to your grandchildren now.
So that's what I had
wow, you didn't tell
happen
me that.
to me. No, I came home. I was so frustrated by my day yesterday. That was just the icing on the cake.
Gosh, I didn't know that.
That was the icing on the cake.
That explains why your forehead was so flat last night when you laid in bed. You just kept slapping it, and slapping it.
It was a comedy of errors all day
Why don't
yesterday.
you tell them what else happened?
Oh, okay. I'll just start from the beginning. Very quickly, I'll gloss over the whole day. I actually was going to go into work early yesterday because I had so many commercials that I had to record because the holidays are coming up, trying to get a jump start because we're going to be on vacation for our Christmas break, and we've got kids and the trip to Disney World, and it's just, I was trying to get some stuff done. So as I'm driving to work early, like a good 15 minutes early, because I'm really good. I'm one and done raspberry. That's my nickname. Not really. I gave it to myself. But I'm going in the
Gracie
road.
Award winning.
The Gracie Award winning one take raspberry.
Yes.
Rolls off the tongue.
Yes.
So as I'm going to work, they had shut down the ramp to get to the highway I need to take to get to work, which means I had to go around my elbow to get to my thumb. And basically I was a little late for work. So there was that. That was how my day started. Then on the way home, I timed it out perfectly where I could pick up Larry and take him to the vet because my friend Amy was going to be dog sitting for me. And I noticed the night before, well, actually a couple nights before, that's a lie, that Larry had a red ear. And I'd been trying to just kind of rinse it out and clean it myself, but it wasn't getting better. I was like, oh Lord, if he has an ear infection, this could be bad. So I got him in for like an emergency vet visit. Just look at his ear. Just look at his ear and just tell me what I need to do. So as I'm going home, there was a horrible car accident that shut down the ramp for the road that I needed to take home. Again, I'm serious, in the same day, around my elbow to get to my thumb, Alan meets me out in the backyard, basically throws Larry in the car so I can be only about 5 minutes late for my vet appointment. That wasn't too bad. So I get in there, I'm like, I'm timing this perfectly. I got the vet appointment, my dentist appointment where I proceed to get insulted and be told I look like a grandmother in so many words. So I'm sitting there and they're like, well, you never responded to our last call that Larry tested positive for heartworms last time he was here. I was like, excuse me? We never got a phone call.
Nope.
Well, we called. Well, I don't know who you're calling. I didn't get that message.
I got no voicemail.
So she said it could possibly be a false positive because when we got Larry, and these are things I'm learning, he was a rescue and he tested negative for heartworms at that time. And Alan has been in charge of giving him his heartworm medicine every month. Mm-hmm. Old Faithful, right?
Yeah, for
the
part.
chewables.
Yeah, for the most part.
I mean, we're all, for the most part, we might miss might be a little late sometimes. But she did say that with heartworms, if they get bitten by a mosquito, that it takes about 6 months for the heartworms to show themselves. So he could have tested negative when actually he was going to have heartworms 6 months from then or whatever. So the fact that we'd had him regularly on heartworm medicine was good, that any that he did have could be possibly weak. It could have been a false negative. So guess what he needed? Another blood test. So we had to wait for that. And then all the just everything is going wrong. I found out, I said, he's been kind of every once in a while favoring his back paw. Remember I've been telling you every once in a while he kind of limps on his back paw. I said, he limps for a minute and then he doesn't limp and he's fine. And I've checked the paw. There's no splinter in there. I don't know what's going on. Turns out this breed has a hip dysplasia thing, I guess, or a knee socket or whatever that'll just pop out and then pop back in.
Yeah.
So that's his issue. It pops out, pops
That's
back in.
That's one of his issues.
One of his issues.
Yeah.
But she said it's not a big deal right now. Could be something later. So then he's got the ear infection. We've got the drops. Thank God I already had those at home. And what else was wrong with him? He has allergies. They gave him another allergy shot. There is not a time we take Larry to the vet that it's not $250 later we walk out of there.
And he goes about every month.
There's always something. But now I've learned that a lot of the things we go for, we've got a doggy medicine cabinet full of stuff. We can treat him from everything from here on out, I think. So then I called my friend Amy. I was like, Amy, I'm so sorry. You're going to have to give Larry these eardrops for 10 days. She's like, don't worry about it, girl. It's no big deal. She's the one whose dog got attacked by some wild animal that was gored, and he's already got all these things. She says, it's just another thing. Bring him over. Not a big deal. So I took Larry over yesterday.
Okay, let me interject at this point in the story.
Okay, go ahead.
Because
interject.
It's important that the listener has some background information. So we are going to Florida next week, this Kelly's leaving tomorrow for kids, but we're going to Disney World next week, and we're going to have a house sitter. But we're going to Disney World with the children, and we needed somewhere to board Larry. And we naturally didn't want to take him to a boarder.
It's just a long time.
That's a long time. And it's expensive, but it's a long time for a dog to be at a boarder for a whole week.
Right. And
So-
Larry has issues with the house sitter.
So we were thinking...
So we were like...
So we were thinking of the people we could ask to watch Larry. Well, Kelly and I took my mother and father out for Chinese food for Veterans Day, because my dad's a veteran.
I'm still mad about this.
And I'll explain, and I don't think most of our listeners would be mad about this.
Then why would you even... Go ahead.
When you tell the complete story.
Yeah, why would you even... Go ahead.
Okay, I'm trying. I'm trying to go ahead. So at dinner, the subject of, Larry comes up, and my parents say, what are you going to do with Larry? And Kelly and I kind of look at each other, because we had discussed maybe asking my parents to watch Larry. And I think I just abruptly said, Mom, Dad, you don't want to take Larry. And they said, why? And I said, trust me, you don't. He will crap and piss all over your house. I don't know if you remember, but last Christmas, we brought him over, and the first thing he did on Christmas Day was leave you a nice present there right under the Christmas tree.
See, this is his trying to get his parents to help us out. He proceeds to just berate the dog
this
the
is
entire time.
No, not berate. I am dealing with full transparency, pulling back the kimono, giving my parents the information they need to say yes or no, or we'll keep your dog for a week.
We shouldn't even brought it up for them to keep him
So
at all.
he could do what? Crap all over their house?
Then why did we even bring it up at all? You
Okay.
just sat there and berated our poor little dog.
I wasn't berating him.
that
I was just giving them the information
who loves me, by
that
the
he
way.
likes to crap in people's houses. So when
It's his way of introducing himself.
So when my mom and dad heard this, they never said no, because they wouldn't say that to our face.
Because you didn't pause long enough for them to even say no. You just kept going on.
They
and
never
on
said
and
no,
on.
but they certainly didn't say yes
And
either.
then you talked about how he growls and attacks and charges
which is
people.
true. Which is true. So
He doesn't bite. He just charges people.
So we had a nice dinner. No big deal. We just said, hey, we'll either ask Amy, Kelly's friend, or last resort, we'll board the poor dog. Okay.
Well, Amy's daughter loves Larry.
Okay.
And he
So
gets
now-
along with Amy's daughter.
So now, back to where Kelly left off was she just finished at the vet, and now she's got to get Larry over to
Got to
Amy's.
get Larry over to
Okay.
Amy's. 'Cause
Now proceed with the story, babe.
Amy has somewhere to be. Amy says, look, can you get that dog here by 4:00? I said, today? Because I'm not leaving for a couple of days. She goes, the next couple of days are not good for me. If you can get the dog over here but by 4:00, that'd be great, because I got to get showered. I got to get to this thing at the country club. She's a big country club girl. She had a thing. I said, fine. So I got all Larry's. I got his little babies. He has 3 babies he loves. He loves those things. I got his food. I got his little ear medicine. I told Amy, I said, I'm so sorry. You're going to have to put 4 drops in his left ear once a day. That's it. She's like, don't worry about it. It's fine. So, and her daughter, Ashton, loves Larry. He barks at her and growls, and she just goes and scoops him up. She's not scared of him, and he immediately is fine, because he's just, I don't know, that's just an initial thing. I guess it's the schnauzer in him, the chihuahua. What is that in him doing that? What is that doing it?
What, he growls
When
and
he
barks?
growls and barks, yeah, you're not listening to me.
Well, he's several breeds that are kind of mean.
Well, whatever.
Chihuahua, Schnauzer, and Pekingese.
Yeah, and poodle.
Poodle's
I
not
think the
mean.
poodle would overrule. So anyway, she scoops him up and he's fine. And I said, you know what? I'll pay Ashton. I'll happily pay her if she'll, take care of him. I took his little leash and collar, everything. I took doggy poop bags, everything. We were ready.
Okay, so you're over at Amy's, and then what?
So I walk in the house, and of course, her 2 dogs come running out, and they're initially, and they're smelling each other. So I'm not in the house 30 seconds, and Larry walks over and he sniffs another dog, and he pees on the floor, just where he's standing. It just comes out. He didn't sprawl out like a male dog normally does when he pees. He's just standing there, and I guess the dogs got him excited, and he just peed. Amy's like, don't worry about it. He's just, marking the territory. Let me go get, she has this ammonia spray bottle that she says she sprays on the space where he peed, so the dogs won't be tempted to go back there and remark that spot. So while she's going to get the ammonia, I was like, I'm so sorry, Amy. Let me go get paper towels, blah, blah, blah. I come back in the room, and I catch Larry as he's starting to pop a squat. He is about to poop. So no, Larry. I run over to pick him up, but not in time to stop that one poop from falling out. And I race him out the front door. And she said, don't worry about it. It's fine. He's just familiarizing it. This is how great Amy is, right? She's great. Don't worry about it. It happens.
Keep telling the story.
I'm still talking.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still talking.
Yeah, keep telling the story.
So I go outside with Larry. I'm like, I stay with him for a few minutes. I was like, are you finished, Larry? Are you done? You're ruining this for me, Larry.
No, he's not finished.
So he just sniffs around and so we go back in the house. So then Amy said, well, let's put them all out in the backyard and let them. So Amy and I are kind of visiting while Larry's out there and following the other dogs around. They're all getting along great. They're following each along, like follow the leader. I'm like, this is working out really well. Amy said, do you mind if we kennel him a lot during the day because we crate the dogs? I was like, that's fine. I said, that's fine if he's crated during the day. He can be in there. We crate him too now because we can't trust him in the house. So he proceeds to go out in the backyard. He finishes pooping in the backyard, dumps it all. I said, well, he should be good for a while. This is great. So I said, Amy, thank you. I'm really sorry about the pee. I'm sorry about the poop. Hopefully that was just his get to know you introduction, and we're going to move on from here. So in rush hour traffic and everything, Amy doesn't live that far from me. It's not even 5 miles, but it takes me about 30 minutes to get home. I walk in the door. I tell Alan exactly what happened. Took me about just a couple minutes to get it out of my mouth.
And I might have called myself Nostradamus a few times.
And Amy texts me.
Yeah, what'd she have to say?
She said that Larry, he won't stop peeing.
Mm-hmm.
She said it's the strangest thing. She said he's not like. She said his penis he just walks and it's just dribbling everywhere. He's just literally walking around and pee is coming out.
Mm.
So I don't know if that's a nervous reaction about being around other dogs, but he's literally walking around dribbling everywhere.
So
she said, I don't know if I said, Amy, I'm coming to get the dog.
Okay.
She said, wait, don't come to get the dog right now. She said, let's just give it one night.
Yeah.
I said, no, Amy. Because at first I told her when I left the dog after he pooped and peed, I said, if it's too much after a day or two, just call the border and take him. And when she called me and said that he's peeing everywhere, I said, I'm coming back right now. So I got back. She said, well, I'm leaving because I've got an event and my husband Russ will be here for the next 45 minutes. So you've got this little window to come back and get him.
So now poor Russ has to watch Larry.
He's in the kennel. They just put him in the kennel, the crate. And
That's
said,
smart. Yeah.
Yeah. So when I got over there, Amy, has been like, let's give it one more day, whatever. Russ is a little bit more
Russ
honest.
is over it.
Russ came, Amy said, we can't keep this dog in this house because he was going to ruin their house.
Okay. So why was what I told in the live studio audience is all over my Rick about this. Why would that be wrong for me to tell my mom and dad
because
that?
you were, why even tell them anything?
Because you wanted them to watch Larry.
I wasn't going to say anything, but you just proceeded to just badmouth Larry the whole time.
No, I was telling them that if you've got an idea about offering to watch Larry for us, I don't think you should do that because he's going to pee and poop all over your house. And that's what he does.
But maybe he wouldn't at their house because there's no other dogs there.
He did it last Christmas.
He did it when we just got him. He was just a puppy at that point, and he was nervous. And that vicious Petey dog was there that attacked me.
Well, now you're just trying to deflect on Petey.
Well, it's true. He did attack me. So anyway, we've got a defective dog who is going now. And I called the place where we normally board him. And I just was like, look, I know the answer is no, but I'm asking anyway because I know Thanksgiving you are booked. I know it. And she goes, well, we do have the largest kennel available for one night, and then he can move back to the regular because they have for big dogs it's like $50 for one night or something. She goes, if he can stay, she said, if I have a cancellation, we have cancellations all the time, we'll go ahead and put him into the smaller kennel.
I wonder if he'll think the big kennel's so big it's like a house and he might try to pee in there.
Oh, stop it. So anyway, Larry is going to be kenneled, and that's just the way it is. Alan's not a fan of Larry anymore.
I'm not. No, listen to me.
Alan says he's no pleasure.
Let's
You're not a fan.
Let's not try to make me out to be the bad guy here.
You're not a fan fan of him.
I'm
He's
not a
giving
fan of Larry crapping and pissing in my house.
Right. I get that. I get that.
I like dogs. I love Larry. I don't like Larry crapping in my house.
I know.
That's it. And I think that that's reasonable.
I hear you. But what am I supposed to do?
And I certainly don't like Larry crapping at my parents' house.
Well,
and it's embarrassing that Larry craps at my friend's house.
Okay, well, here's what the vet told me to do, is to get him one of those belly bands.
So he craps on himself.
No. He doesn't poop in our house if we shut off the certain rooms. It's the peeing thing. If we get a belly band, it covers his wiener. And even if he squats, he's peeing like into a maxi pad. It's like you put a maxi pad wrapped around him. And that way we can trust him in the house, honey, and don't have to watch him every second thinking he's peeing in a corner. It's not that big of a deal to get a belly band. I'm going to get a belly band. Now, I can't do anything about the pooping in the corner. Look, this dog loves me, and I love this dog. I look in his eyes, and he's just like, Mommy. He loves me. And I'm really sorry he's not more pleasure for everybody else. My daughter's over him.
He hates Emma Kelly.
I don't know what it is.
He growls and barks at the poor kid. It's sad.
It's sad. It is sad because it breaks her heart. Because she's like, I don't even care anymore. And the most random times he'll just come up and he'll sit
He
on her
about attacked
lap.
my dad when he came over. My dad was coming over to bring us food.
You say attack. He charges.
Larry charged my dad barking.
He charges, but he doesn't attack. There's a difference between attacking and charging. He doesn't attack. He's never bitten anybody.
Do you sense, listener, who the Larry enabler is here in the family, and who speaks with truth about the actions and the behavior of
You're
Larry?
Exaggerating.
I am describing what Larry does.
He charges.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Attack. I'm just worried that Larry's days are numbered. I don't think you're going to let me keep Larry much longer. I wish Larry was more pleasure. I'll tell you, my dog George was the best dog ever. And your previous dog,
best dog
Sydney,
ever.
Best dog ever. But, we don't know Larry's situation, where he came from, what he survived in his first year or year and a half of life. But I love that dog. And he loves me. He just sits there in my arms when I'm giving him his medicine, and he just lets me do it because he knows that I love him and I'm doing it for his own good. I don't know what to do about this dog. I don't know what to do, Alan. Please don't make me get rid of him.
Just keep writing checks. That's all you got to do.
Please don't make me get rid of him. That's all I have to say about that.
And we've had Larry now for that's a little over a year.
Yes.
We've had our carpets cleaned how many times?
Just twice.
3 or 4?
Twice.
At $400 a piece. The dog goes to the vet every month, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not his.
Not really every month.
It's not his fault.
Not
he's
really
just got
every month.
He's got a lot of medical issues.
It's not really every month.
It's about every month. It's averaged out to about every month.
But now we're getting it down to where we got it. We've got all the stuff we need.
Yeah.
To take care of him.
Yeah. I guess I was just spoiled by Sydney.
That's it. You were spoiled.
Yeah.
This dog needs us. It's the troubled dogs that need us, because you know how many people would have a dog like that and they would abuse that dog. Maybe that's what's wrong with him. Maybe he had all these little quirky things, and whoever had him put him out on the side of the road, and they're like, we're not going to deal with this dog anymore. I don't know. But that dog needs love, and he needs me.
I don't mind the medical stuff. I mean, the dog's got some
just
medical
destroying
issues.
The house.
Yeah, it's that part of it that doesn't sit well with me.
Well,
and then
the belly band.
And then not only that, now he's doing it at other people's houses.
Well, no, because he'd never go to anybody else's house again. But I'll get a belly band, and we'll see if we can at least stop that. And hopefully he'll stop pooping on the floor. I don't know, because we have a doggy door. He knows to go outside.
Okay, and I know we'll get a lot of feedback from our listeners, but we now do crate Larry. He doesn't get to run around the house by himself while we're not home. So we crate him when we're not here, and then when we are here, he gets to run around, and he has a doggy door. He will go outside and use the doggy door. He's pretty good about that. But he has gone, and I listed these for Kellie the other day, and I didn't think she believed me. He has gone.
I believe you.
He has gone in every room in our house multiple times.
Except for the boys' room.
Except for the boys' room. Our bedroom, the living room, the dining room, the formal living room, my office, Emma Kellie's room, Brooke's room, and the landing upstairs. Every room in the house he has gone in multiple times. And we've had the dog a year.
What do you want me to do? Why are you looking at me like that?
I'm not looking at you like anything. I'm just telling the truth.
Okay, but we're not getting rid of Larry.
I'm just telling the truth.
Not getting rid of Larry.
Just telling the truth.
Okay.
Okay. That's it.
Can we move on now?
Yeah, that's what's going on with Larry. He's
when Larry does have his little accidents inside the home, you don't want to treat your home with harsh chemicals and things. We're trying to be healthier at home, what we use to clean our home, what we put in our bodies, right? And what we put on our dogs. Because Grove, they actually have, things for animals too. Those pet wipes that kind of get the stinky odor off. We use those on Larry a lot. And the shampoos and things like that. But let me tell you about Grove. Over half the world's sea turtles have eaten plastic. Did you know that?
No, I did not know that.
Do you still snip? I'm the one that still snips all the rings around soft drink cans because I don't want sea turtles to, you see those videos when you're a kid, but that stuff's really real. Anyway, you can say goodbye to single-use plastic with some simple, sustainable swaps for your home, and you can get these from Grove. So we've talked about Grove for so long now. We love Grove Collaborative. It's the online marketplace that delivers these all-natural home, beauty, personal care, and doggy care products directly to you. Now, we have our favorites. We love Mrs. Meyer's multi-surface spray. We go through that a lot.
Use it every day.
Cleaning up dog mess sometimes. I am a big fan of Mrs. Meyer's basil body wash. I also love Burt's Bees. If you're like me, sometimes lipsticks is just too much. Burt's Bees has a tinted lip balm that is just the right amount of color. The red dahlia, I highly recommend. It's really pretty. So you can check those things out. But what you may not know is Grove is also the first place to visit to reduce your dependence on single-use plastics. Grove's Sustainable Swap Set has everything you need to get started. A bamboo straw set. Bamboo, you might not have known, is naturally antibacterial. They also have reusable sandwich and snack bags. Because, kids going to school, you could use them over and over. It saves you money in the long run, too. A reusable glass hand soap dispenser and a walnut scrubber sponge. And for a limited time, our listeners get all of that for free with your first purchase from Grove. Every Grove product is guaranteed to be good for you, your family, your home, your pets, and the planet. Plus shipping fast and free on your first order. So join me and the thousands of others helping the environment with Grove's Sustainable Swaps.
Now, and for a limited time, listeners who go to grove.co/lovin, Lovin, get the Grove Sustainable Swap Set free with purchase. Plus, you'll get free shipping and a free 60-day VIP trial. A free 60-day VIP trial, babe. Go to grove.co/lovin, Lovin, for this exclusive offer. Once again, that's grove.co/lovin, Lovin.
And it's .co.
It's .co.
It's not .com.
Let me go into .com.
Grove.co/lovin.
Grove.co.
All right, let's get to your book report,
Am I
baby.
going to do a book report?
Yeah, we promised you would.
Well, Kellie suggested I read a book, and I like it when she does that because I do like reading new books, and I've kind of been on this, I wouldn't say kick, but I've read probably 3 or 4 self-help books this year. And I've never...
Have they helped yourself?
Well, that can be debated, but I've never really done too much self-help type reading. But she recommended a book to me called The 4 Agreements, A Practical Guide for Personal Freedom. And Kellie said this was something that I think Kid recommended you read
many
years
ago.
The book's been out since the early 1997.
Yeah.
And then in the early 2000s, Oprah talked about it. And Oprah,
that's probably where Kid heard about it.
Yeah. And it sold 8.2 million copies. I mean, it's been on the New York Times bestseller list.
And the author?
The author, it's Don Miguel Ruiz. Okay.
Give him credit.
Basically,
he's an Indian, a Native American Indian.
Not Native American.
Toltec?
Not Native American.
What is he?
The book offers a code of conduct based on ancient Toltec wisdom.
Toltec. That's the word I was looking for.
That's Mexico.
Oh, Mexican Indian.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Mexican, ancient Mexico. Yeah.
Yeah, the Mexican Indians. Aztec Indians, right? And it's the Toltec philosophy?
I
haven't read this in so long. I need to go back and read it.
I'm not an expert on Mexican history, so I wouldn't know. I just know that it's based on ancient Toltec wisdom.
Right. Obviously, I need to go back and read it again.
Yeah, advocates freedom for self-limiting beliefs that may cause suffering and limitation in a person's life. Okay, so Kellie said, "Hey, read this book," and I was like, "Oh, okay, I'll check it out." So I started reading it. And I started reading it, and I got into it. I read the dang book in one day.
Couldn't put it down.
I couldn't put it down. It was an awesome, awesome book. And I think for me, it was awesome for a number of reasons. Number one, we've kind of said here and there on the podcast, sometimes in a lot of detail and sometimes in not so much detail, I've had a lot of stuff going on this year. And a lot of it, Kellie's helped me through. A lot of it I've tried to get myself through by myself. Some of it I need help with. And I've been very open to reading self-help books. So when I read this, it really resonated with me. I think for that reason, and then again, it was really easy for me to understand. He goes through 4 different agreements that you should make with yourself to improve your life. Okay, and it's so high level. You need to read the book if you want to really get into it. But I'll go through what the 4 agreements are. The first one, he says, is you should be impeccable with your word. And he talks about what the word impeccable means. M means without. Impeccable means sin. So without sin. So be without sin in your word. So he says, he analyzes the word impeccable, and he says, he describes sin as anything that goes against oneself, and therefore being impeccable with language means to take responsibility for one's actions and remain without judgment against oneself and others. And he talks about like gossiping, how when you start gossiping about people, you can kind of go into this negative spiral.
It does. I remember when I was younger and I felt really bad about myself, and I would sit with my girlfriend, and I'm embarrassed to admit it now, but this is a long time ago, and we would sit in the mall and we would just like, not to them, to each other, we would make fun of people. And like, oh my God, look at her, look at that. And that wasn't making me, you do it to make yourself feel better, but actually it does something to your spirit, and it makes your spirit even angrier and uglier. And it's embarrassing to admit, but I was doing that because I think I felt so bad about myself. I was trying to tear other people down to make me feel better, but it was actually having the opposite effect. It was making me feel worse.
And I think an example he used in the book was, think about if you've ever gone to a class for the first time, and somebody that's in your class starts saying something about the professor or about the teacher, saying, man, I heard this guy's a big jerk. He's like really hard and he's kind of a jerk. And, so this is going to be a lot of fun. And so you're sitting there and you don't know this man. You don't know this person. You've never taken this class before. You hear this talk, this person, and then you just naturally things start happening in your head. Well, could that be true? Is that right?
You automatically are poisoned.
Is he a jerk? Well, gosh, I guess he could be a jerk. Well, this is going to be a lot of fun. And then you start that self-talk in your head. So that's just one example. That's what he's trying to say with be impeccable with your word.
It's not just about keeping your promises. It's about, with the words you use.
It's speaking with integrity and carefully choosing words before saying them aloud. So, man, I could use a lot of help with this on the podcast.
You could have used it with Larry.
I was telling the truth with Larry. Okay,
you could have said it nicer.
Okay, agreement 2, he says, don't take anything personally. Now, this is the one I think Kellie's used in examples of what she took out of the book, but this makes
is the one that resonates mostly with me.
This makes total sense. He says, the second agreement provides readers in a way to deal with hurtful treatment from others that they may experience in life. It advocates the importance of having a strong sense of self and not needing to rely on the opinions of others to be content and satisfied with their self-image. So I think for me and Kellie, say, somebody could say on social media, oh, I've heard these 2 buffoons on their podcast and they really suck. They bicker a lot and they talk about all these things, and the guy thinks he's really funny, and Kellie's always in a bitchy mood. That could be something that we've really heard on social media, right? Or on a review of the podcast. So there's 2 ways we could react to that. We could think, well, shit, that could be right. And damn, that's a bunch of crap. He can't say that. You can't say that on social media. That's not true. That's not true. We do a good podcast. You could react.
We're great.
You could react that way and get really spun up about it, or you could just say, you know what? whatever issues that this person has with me, that's their issue. And whatever they think about me is whatever they think about me. And I'm not going to take that personally.
Well, it's like in the bigger picture too, like those are comments directed at you personally. And, when somebody's coming at you and saying, Kellie, you think you're better than everybody else, okay, how can you not take that personally when it's directed right at you? But one of the things I seem to remember him saying, and it's helped me with road rage a little bit, because I do get kind of frustrated when somebody cuts you off. And I know I've been guilty of cutting somebody else off and I don't know about it either. But if somebody does something to you in traffic, don't take that personally, because if they cut you off, they would have cut your grandmother off, they would have cut your preacher off, they would have done that to anybody. So it had nothing to do with you. It was just whoever happened to be there at that moment. And if you could grasp that concept, you wouldn't be so prone to want to chase that person down and raise your fist at them and then have them suddenly pull out a gun and pop you one. So, those kind of principles, if you can grasp that. I think one of them even said, if I'm remembering correctly, like if somebody comes up to you on the street and just starts yelling at you, you're so stupid and ugly. It's like, obviously that has nothing to do with you. That's something that's going on within them. It's really deep. That's why you need to read the book.
Well, and to summarize what you just said, every individual has a unique view of the world, and that alters their own perceptions. Okay. So whatever that person believes or whatever they say to you or whatever they do to you, that's a perception of them projecting their own personal reality.
Right.
That doesn't mean that that's correct.
Right.
and that's what he's trying to say here is don't take their personal reality personally, because that's on them.
Yeah.
That's on them, and that's their issue. It's not your issue.
Right.
Right.
And then don't read the comments. And, he wrote this before Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah. So he says he believes that anger, jealousy, envy, and even sadness can lessen or dissipate once an individual stops taking things personally. Okay. So that's number 2. We spent a lot of time on number 2. Number 3.
That's the one that resonates with me. So.
Yeah. Well, they're all powerful.
They are.
The third one is, and I never thought about this, but this also makes total sense.
This is a good one too.
Agreement 3 is don't make assumptions. He says the third agreement describes the issue of making assumptions, how it leads to suffering, and why individuals should not partake in making them. Okay, so when you assume what others are thinking, it can create stress and interpersonal conflict because the person believes that their assumption is a representation of the truth. I think this happened to me and you.
This is a big one.
This happened to me and you the other day. I was just kind of feeling down and I was doing some work or something. And you came in and I believe you saw me and assumed that I was upset with you.
Right.
And then you, I think, I'm not saying what I'm saying is totally correct. I'm just trying to remember.
You're assuming.
I'm trying to remember exactly what happened.
Okay.
But I think you didn't lash out at me, but you said, well, what did I do now?
Something to that effect, probably.
Something to that effect. And I said, babe, you didn't do anything. Why are you assuming I'm upset with you? You see? So that's just a real quick example of how Kellie making the assumption that I was upset with her could have started an argument between us.
Well, another one is like if somebody doesn't return a phone call, I can't tell you how many times, like if I don't return a phone call immediately, or if somebody doesn't return my phone call, and it's like, you call and leave them another message or text them, they don't text you right back, your mind starts playing tricks on you like, what have I done? Have I done something to make them mad? Why haven't I heard from them? And you will convince yourself that your friend is angry at you, that you've done something, you're racking your brain, and then suddenly they call you back and they're like, oh, I'm sorry, I was in a movie and had my phone turned off. How many times has that happened, right? So it's like making those assumptions, that's where it gets you into trouble.
Yeah, and in the example I just gave of me and Kellie, the author says a solution to overcoming the act of making assumptions is to ask questions and to ensure that the communication is clear between the two people involved.
Well, that's what I did.
Well,
what have I done now? That was me asking a question.
Well, perhaps it could have been reframed in, hey,
it's like, why you look like that?
Yeah, hey, babe.
Why you look like I peed in your cornflakes, Alan?
Hey, babe, why are your shoulders slumped? What's up? Or is everything okay? Or did you see something on TV you didn't like? Or what's just...
So is it more tone of voice? Honey,
Well,
what did I do now?
I'm just saying, he says the solution to overcoming
I know, I'm
assumptions
teasing.
is to ask questions.
Okay.
And then, well, he finishes off the summary here by saying individuals can avoid misunderstandings, sadness, and drama by not making assumptions.
Don't do that.
Yeah. And then the fourth agreement, he says, is always do your best. So this one, when I read it, it's like, okay, so how does this fit in with the other three? He says the fourth agreement allows the reader to have a better insight on achieving progress toward their goals in life. This agreement entails integrating the first three agreements into daily life and also living to one's full potential. It involves doing the best that one can individually manage, which varies from the different situations and circumstances that the individual may encounter. Ruiz believes that if one avoids self-judgment and does their best in every given moment, they will be able to avoid regret. By incorporating the first three agreements and doing the best they can in all facets of life, individuals will be able to live a life free from sorrow and self-ridicule. So this, when I finally got through the fourth agreement, this really hit home for me because, I've been faced with some situations that I feel like I've just been trying and doing my best and giving it my all. And it's almost like no matter what I do,
you're not getting the result you want.
I'm not getting the result that I want.
Yeah.
And I feel like if I didn't feel like I was giving my best, I'd feel regretful about, was there something I could have done better? And I still have that self-doubt sometimes. I still doubt myself sometimes, but I'm really getting to the point now where I feel like I've done just about everything in my dang power that I can.
Yeah.
I've done everything I know how.
Yeah.
And you know what? If it's going to be like this, that's just the way it's going to be. And I'm just going to have to move forward with it, knowing that I'll be able to live with myself.
Yes.
I'm not going to live with guilt. I'm not going to live with sadness. I'm not going to live with regret, because I honestly, I can look myself in the mirror and say, you've done the best you can.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
that's a big one. They're all good ones, And the thing is, when you read a book like this, it's powerful and it works, but then life gets in the way and you start forgetting the agreements. So this is a book you have to reread. And I keep saying every year, I got to read this book every January. I got to reread it. But I think I'm going to go ahead and read it now, because now we're on fire. We're talking about it. And those, you just reinforce what the 4 are, but it really does make a difference. I know you can write these 4 down and like, okay, I'll just do all those 4 things. It makes a difference when you read his examples and their practical applications, right?
yeah.
Because do your best is just a blanket statement like, oh yeah, okay, I'll do my best. But once you read the meat of what he's saying, you'll get a better grip on that one.
Yeah, and he also says in the book, this isn't something like you read, you flip a switch and everything's better. These agreements, from what I read, and now that I've been trying to practice these on a day-to-day basis, it's not easy.
Yeah, but it has made a difference.
But I
have noticed a difference.
Well, good. But you have...
Haven't you?
Yeah, you have to be conscious of all 4 of these. Like, I haven't told you this, but I wouldn't tell you how many times I've repeated these in my head. Like I'll be doing anything and I'll repeat these in my head.
Yeah.
Like I'll start to want to say something bad about somebody,
and you stop yourself.
And I stop myself and I say, be impeccable with your word. Why would you do that? Why would you go down that path?
Yes, that's why I need to read that book again, because I slip and I have to check myself. I've had that conversation with you about I've got to stop bad mouthing so-and-so, because when I do it, I get on this tear and I just feel horrible.
It makes you feel worse.
It makes you feel horrible. So, yeah.
But
it's a great book.
It really is. And it's a book about feeling better. To me, it's a book about feeling better inside. And who doesn't want to feel better inside?
I have seen a difference. Now, you're like you said, you're not 100%.
No.
But you are. It has made a huge difference, I think.
I'll never be 100%. And that's okay. That's another thing I learned.
Yeah, who is?
Well,
right?
Well, nobody is. And that's another thing I learned in The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Duck. I mean, life is not about being perfect. You'll never be perfect. No one's perfect. Life is about being a little bit less wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're just a little bit less wrong and a little bit less wrong and a little bit less wrong. And you learn by effing up, by screwing up. And that's how you learn to be a little bit less wrong.
Yeah. So the 4 agreements.
But anyway, that's another book.
Well,
yeah, but the 4
how
agreements.
can the 4 agreements apply to Larry? How can you take what you've learned from that book and apply them towards your feelings towards our dog?
Well, with a dog, it would probably be a lot of be impeccable with your word and
Yes. Don't badmouth him to everybody.
He's not a person, so I don't think he purposely craps on my rug to make me angry.
No, he loves you.
Right. So I don't take it personally. I know he's a dog, but I know he's a smart dog too. So I think that's what's frustrating is he knows better. He knows better.
We all know better, and we still mess up.
Yeah, I don't crap in his crate. Yeah, I know better.
You're not being impeccable with your word.
I'm not. See, I wasn't impeccable with my word. That was very sarcastic.
So we highly recommend the 4 agreements. I don't know if we kind of gave you a homework assignment and said, get it and read it. How many of you did? I don't know. But you know what? It's a great gift to give for the holidays if you're looking for holiday gift ideas. Don't you think?
It's a wonderful book.
A lot of people like to give books for Christmas, and that's a great one.
I think you can probably find a copy of it at Half Price
Books. They're everywhere.
It's like a $6 book. It's
but
really,
even a new book is not that expensive.
It's not that expensive.
Why would you go?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Half Price Books has new books too. But yeah.
You can read it you could read it in one night.
It takes me a couple of nights because I keep putting it down because I get distracted. All right, real quick. I want to tell you, ladies, it's time for you to stop wearing bras that you want to rip off at the end of the day and throw across the room because they're like wearing mini torture devices. If your bra is that uncomfortable, you, my friend, are wearing the wrong size bra. How do you find out you go to the mall, you've always worn a 36C. You've always worn a 36C. Well, maybe 36C is not your size anymore. Bodies change, gain weight, lose weight, have babies, things droop. You need to take the Third Love Fit Finder quiz. Millions of women have taken it so far. It only takes about 60 seconds, and they use all the data that's generated by all of these women to create more than 80 bra sizes, including Third Love's signature half cup size. What if you find out you're a half cup all this time because you keep trying the B or the C and you're swimming in one and spilling out of the other? You might need a half cup size. How will you know until you take the Third Love Fit Finder quiz? It's really easy because you're going to find out that your breast shape matters when you find a good fit too. Now, here's the thing. Third Love has a team of expert fit stylists dedicating to helping you find the perfect fit. They're available every day to help with text messages, chat. You can even call them up if you need that help. But they have the perfect fit promise with Third Love. You got 60 days to wear it, wash it, put it to the test. If you don't love it, you return it. Returns are so easy, exchanges free and easy. And then they'll take that bra that you return, they'll wash it, and they'll donate it to a woman in need. Third Love knows there's a perfect bra for you, honey. So right now, what are they offering our listeners?
Well, they're offering our listeners 15% off their first order. Mm-hmm. And they can get it by going to thirdlove.com/sandwich now to find your perfect fitting bra and get 15% off that first purchase. That's thirdlove.com/sandwich for 15% off today.
I'll be packing my Third Love bras for Disney World.
Love Third Love.
Very comfortable.
All right, let's finish on something funny. We got several letters, but we only have time for one. Okay. This is a personal situation. I can't read the name. We'll say it's from Luke. Luke says, "Dear Alan," sending it to me.
Go, you go. I about said boy, but I know you wouldn't like that.
No, well, I wouldn't.
You go, honey.
He says, "My man, I need your help. At my work, we have this coworker who habitually picks his nose. I'm talking while you're having a conversation with him, and he's full on knuckle deep with no regard with the booger roll and flick.
Ooh.
He does this when he's working and when he's on break looking at his phone. It's bad. But at the same time, nobody wants to have this conversation with a grown man, late 20s. We thought about making a fake email address and emailing him our concerns, but he's the type that will ask everyone if they sent him an email, and we'll make it, and he's the type that will ask everyone if they sent him an email and will make it awkward. Okay. What would you do? Thanks, Luke.
Remember, you got to be impeccable with your word and not take it personally.
We throw that out the window when we're on the podcast, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Luke, I have actually had, you say a coworker, okay? So this is at work. I have had something similar to this happen in the past. At a company I was with a long time ago, there was a guy, and I'm kidding you not, his body odor was so bad that the people in his group, they had a situation like this. It was a personal hygiene thing. They didn't know what to do. So they got together. They said, what should we do? And what happened was they decided to take it to human resources and let them
it be their problem.
Let them deal with it. Yeah, but that's basically what they did. They didn't want to approach the man because they thought they would either offend him, upset him, whatever. They didn't know. This was just an awkward situation. So they went to HR, explained the situation, said, hey, we can't sit there and work with this guy. He smells that bad. It's kind of the same thing. You can't work with this guy.
What happened?
He's picking his nose. HR went to talk to him.
And what, did he clean up?
Yeah. Yeah. And they have HR ways of doing this. They
got to be real careful.
Yeah. They have HR ways of doing this. But if it's affecting the workplace, then I think that's something maybe you should hand off to HR. If he's a grown man, yeah, I'm with you. I don't know that I'm going to say, I don't know.
Well,
you would say, hey, buddy, would you just stop picking your nose in front of me?
Or you say something, you kind of make a joke about it, saying, did you strike oil? Did you get what you were digging for? Maybe if you just kind of say it like that.
Or maybe you could try to relate with him. Say, hey, have you ever noticed the more you roll it, the less sticky it gets?
Is that something you've noticed? Yeah. Yeah. So maybe it's if you got that kind of relationship, you're just man, did you get what you were digging for? Something like that. It's dude, can I, or maybe be polite, say, do you need a Kleenex? Can I get you a Kleenex? Maybe something like that, and make it real, it's not that big of a deal. Dude, can I get you a Kleenex? How would that work?
Yeah, if they're comfortable with that.
We're going to HR. I'm sure if HR is going to have a problem with booger picking. We worked with a guy.
You don't think HR would have a problem with booger picking?
I don't know. We worked with a guy who fidgeted all the time. His finger was up his nose. His finger was up his butt crack. He was all constantly digging, poking, digging in his underwear. And we just all kind of made eyes at each other behind his back. Nobody ever said anything to him. That's bad. But he doesn't work with us anymore. He was a digger and a picker man. Ugh.
Luke, I don't know. Yeah, it depends on, like Kelly said, is there any way with humor you can just gently say, dude, don't be rolling and flicking in front of me.
Dude, stop.
Or if you think he's going to make a big deal about it, just go to HR and have them deal with it. That's what they get paid to do.
I guess.
Yeah.
I would try the other way. Dude, come on. Maybe.
And then what if he's like, what?
You're picking your nose. Do you even know you're picking your nose?
Yeah, so I'm going to keep picking it too.
Ew,
yeah, what's your problem? What's your problem?
Then you go to HR.
All right, babe. Well, this was fun.
It was.
Covered a lot of ground.
I've got to go rinse off my bronzing agent because as I'm doing the podcast, I'm getting browner and browner. And I got to get packing.
That's right.
Yeah. Going to Disney World.
And
we are going to be doing a podcast from Disney World that you will actually hear on our Thanksgiving Day podcast because, yes, we will be dropping a hot, fresh episode of A Sandwich and Some Lovin'. So when you need to get away from your family, you just need a minute to yourself. Maybe you're, in the kitchen finishing up the turkey or cleaning up the dishes and you want to listen to a new podcast, we'll have an episode available for you on Thanksgiving Day, and it'll be the one we record from Disney World.
And I think the podcast that drops on Monday will be one that we did with Rock T and his wife, Crystal.
Yes.
And they have a podcast called
Perfect Pair.
Perfect Pair.
So we'll have that one on Monday, but it's original stuff, so we hope you'll tune in for that.
That was fun.
Of course, yeah, we'll be here. New episode. We aren't taking the holidays off.
Yep. All right, babe. Well, good. Well, I love you desperately.
I love you.
Love our listeners desperately.
Love y'all.
I still love Larry desperately. I desperately hope he stops crapping in the house.
I want you to go hug him. I
we'll
want you to go hold him and rub him.
We'll hug it out. But I'm sure we'll podcast again real soon. And in the immortal words of the great Keanu Reeves, life is good when you have a good sandwich.